Today's vlog, it's going to be going after a big social norm that needs to change. And that is, it is totally okay to say you're not okay. So let's get into it. Okay, so how many times have we all been guilty of this, if we're honest? Somebody asks you how you're doing. You just say, I'm good, I'm okay, when things clearly are not good and they're not okay. This is a big social norm that really needs to change. And here's why. It doesn't help us and it doesn't help anybody else if we all continue to just lie. If we lie to ourselves, if we lie to other people, and we're not real. We've talked about this in a previous vlog. There's so much fake. I mean, literally, you can just go on social media to see it. And that is why we are craving real so much. We want people to connect with. We want people to be real. We want to be around people and listen to people who are being honest. And if we're honest with ourselves, we're all going to have those seasons in our lives where we're just not okay. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. Now, on the flip side, yes, it's definitely going to reveal to you who those people are that need to be in your life compared to who does not. Because how often is somebody asked that and they really don't want to hear the truth? They want to just hear, yeah, everything's good, so they can just move on and check that box. But that's not relationships. That's not real life. That is just not healthy. And so the biggest thing that I have noticed, and me personally, I have worked on, is number one, really focusing on the people who they ask, they care. They want to hear what is truly going on, but then also not just knee-jerk saying everything's good and putting on a happy face, you know? And there are times where we just have to kind of take a step back and process stuff that's going on and really work through those emotions. And that's okay. It's actually much healthier to just sit with our emotions, let them pass, start to process, you know, have conversations with ourselves in our head, other people, get some wisdom. But it's just not healthy to put on this facade and the fake mask of saying everything is okay when it's not okay. Now, for those of you following the health journey, be sure to stick around. That's going to be at the end. All right, so if you're like me and you enjoy the real, you're seeking out the real, you need the real in your life, then be sure to subscribe, because that is what this channel is all about. So number 2 would be to really seek out the real. And I have talked about this before. Seek out those people who are real, that are not putting on a facade. They're not trying to act like their life is perfect. They're not only always talking about the good and never letting you in as well to what is really happening in their lives. Relationships are a two-way street. And so in order for us to be in a good place, we need to also have people around us who are in good places mentally as well. So that is number 2. Number 3 is there are times in life where things are just, they're going to be a lot harder than not being okay. Whether it is, serious grief from losing somebody that you love. It's a cancer diagnosis for yourself or somebody you love. It is your world being turned upside down by something health-wise that you never saw coming. Whether it's a relationship that has fallen apart. There's so many things. Those times where it just feels like it's too much to process on your own, it is totally okay to actually go talk to somebody. And if you can't afford to go talk to somebody, there's plenty of resources out there. You know, BetterHelp is fantastic. It's a small monthly fee. You get to actually talk with licensed professionals. If you can't afford that, though, there is so much online with psychologists, with therapists that are putting stuff out there that you can just take and help with your mental health. Because the bottom line is, life is hard. And these seasons are going to hit all of us, whether we like it or not. There's going to be times where life is just overwhelming. And instead of allowing ourselves to just sink deeper and deeper into that depression or that anxiety, seeking out help is absolutely key. So instead of just going with the social norm and just putting on that smile that's not real and saying everything is okay when it's not okay, let's just all change the tide. Because I promise you, it's going to help weed out the fake in your life. And it's going to help you find the real. And the real is what's going to keep you grounded. And the real is what is going to encourage you. And the real is what is going to give you the strength to keep going even when things are hard. All right, time for wound care. All right, well, good news at the surgeon. I have been released. That's positive. Good news at my primary. Everything's looking good, on track. Don't have to see him again until June. And then the fun killer came. And that would be my wound care doctor. So originally when the first nurse comes in, and how these appointments work is, the nurse comes in, she cleans everything, she looks at it, does the measurements, and she's like, oh my gosh, I think it's actually done. So of course I'm like so excited. Like in my mind I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like where can me and Gary go this weekend to celebrate and just get away for a couple of days? And then my doctor came in, and he thought originally it was too, and then he put his glasses on that are the magnifiers, and there still is a tunnel. Now the good news is it's much smaller, but it's still there and it wasn't closed all the way. So, sorry, my phone is cockeyed. Hopefully by next week. That's what we're hoping. It still is like half of what it was last week, so we're hopeful. He's hopeful as well. And he did say, look, you're still way ahead of the ball game from most people. So that's great news. And Gary and Thomas, you know, took me to Mission Barbecue. And if you haven't had Mission Barbecue, you gotta go. They have great smoked turkey, high in protein. So we'll see. You know, wasn't the news I wanted today, but I just keep having to remind myself it's okay to not be okay. And it's okay to be disappointed. It's okay to have feelings of discouragement. It is okay to be frustrated. You know, that's part of life. These are normal emotions, and we are not expected to always act like everything is great and always act like we're good, you know? So just remember that if you're just going through something hard, whether it's a health crisis, if it's a job loss, if it is the loss of a loved one, if it is somebody you love battling cancer, you battling, whatever it is, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be real about it. It's okay to be honest about it. It's how we process our emotions that matters. And it's completely normal to have days where everything is not great. So until the next vlog, guys, get outside, make some memories. Even on these bad days, there's always something we can be grateful for. All right, check you later. Bye. Bobo. Hi, buddy. Did you change spots? Is you living your best life? Outside, are you living your best life? Oh my goodness, it's exhausting being so cute, pal, huh? Is it exhausting being so cute? It takes so much out of you to just move from the living room floor to the outside.